A teacher sexually abusing one of his students repeatedly. The student's mother accusing school administrators of doing nothing to investigate and stop it.
Repairs are underway, but the damage is evident from one of the biggest water main breaks we've ever seen.
Plus, the search tonight for a pair of bold burglars caught on video ransacking a home.
Live from Atlanta, 11 Alive at 6 starts now.
And our top story at 6, a high school teacher confessing. He repeatedly sexually abused one of his students.
Yet the student's mother says a year and a half earlier, she begged Coweta County school administrators to investigate and to subsequently remove the teacher, and they never did.
Well, now she is suing the district in federal court, and tonight she is speaking only with 11 Alive's John Schierick about the allegations.
I went to the school board.
She fights back tears and struggles to find the words to describe the unspeakable. Her son, a high school student at Coweta County Public Schools at Winston Dowdell Academy, was sexually assaulted more than a dozen times at least by a teacher there, Michael Wilson. He confessed he gave her sons drugs for sex, and Wilson is now in state prison. But the mom says she went to school administrators a year and a half earlier when she first believed the teacher was assaulting her son, and she says they did nothing.
The school should have done some investigation. If the school would have just done something, it wouldn't have continued.
This week, the mom and her son filed a federal lawsuit against Coweta County Public Schools, accusing the school administrators of violating the provisions of Title IX by failing to investigate her reports of sexual abuse until it was too late. Her attorney, Bill Buchanan.
19 months too late, but our belief is that had this properly been investigated back when these claims and allegations were first made by my client in December of 2014, then perhaps this boy would not have had to have suffered through almost 2 years of continued molestation at the hands of the same teacher who was still allowed to remain in school.
The lawsuit demands that the school system investigate whether the teacher assaulted other students who might have been afraid all these years, like her son was, to come forward.
There has to be other students. He was a teacher for over 30 years. There has to be other students. My son can't be the only one.
A school system spokesman says no one with Coweta County Schools can comment on a pending lawsuit. The woman's son graduated, is now 19, and she says is trying to get his life on track after all he's been through. The teacher is scheduled to be released from prison in 2 years. In Noonan, John Schierick, 11 Alive News.
We have a look over Buford Highway this evening as crews continue working on that 48-inch water main break. Officials believe a damaged sewer line caused the water main to collapse, spilling the gallons and gallons of water yesterday. As you know, it has led to a county-wide boil water advisory. It's expected to last until Saturday. And tonight, Latasha Givens is live right near the site of that break. Do we have any update on when they think the water main will be fixed?
Yes, we do have an update, and as you can see behind me, the crews have been working around the clock since yesterday trying to get this line repaired, and they say it should be complete by tomorrow. But some business owners want to know if this whole ordeal could have been prevented.
We actually have completely disassembled the damaged portion, removed all the debris, and have begun building a base. This update coming one day after this massive water main break shut down Buford Highway. Deputy Director Reginald Wells says the line should be restored by Friday and water flowing again by Saturday morning. But many questions remain, like what caused the 48-inch pipe to burst and why officials didn't see it coming. You try to look for symptoms to minimize any type of interruption and definitely failure, but you manage the best you can. Is there a proactive plan to kind of check some of the more vulnerable older pipes in the area? So we not only on our water system but our sewer system, we do what is called condition assessments to determine lifespan vulnerability. When was the last time that was done on this one? We can't get that information. A handful of businesses closest to the line failure are still trying to dry out. Some owners say they've lost several $1,000s in inventory, money they don't know if insurance will cover or if the county will step in.
Just terrifying. We didn't know if insurance would cover it, if the city would take responsibility for it, how long it would be until we went back to business. And the cost for taxpayers? We're still having material delivered, and we'll quantify that once we've gotten through the emergency.
And once the water is flowing again, the EPA will run multiple tests before they approve it for consumption. Live in DeKalb County, I'm Latasha Givens, 11Alive News.
A police officer safe tonight after he was kidnapped and taken on a high-speed chase in a gang member's car. The whole thing caught on police dash cam video, with another officer thrown to the ground as he tried to help the first officer escape. Tonight, Caitlin Ross is walking us through that video.
Jeff, it all starts innocently enough, peacefully enough. You see the suspect there talking to the police officer. He was pulled over for allegedly blocking an intersection. You see the officer start to pat him down there. No problem yet. Then, out of nowhere, the suspect bolts. He tries to get back into his car. That's when the first officer gets in the car, trying to pull him out. You see the second officer now. He comes in, trying to wrestle that first officer out of the car. This goes on for nearly a minute. He can't get that second officer out. That's when a suspect inside takes off. You see that second officer thrown to the ground. The first officer is still inside the car. Those suspects lead police on a high-speed chase for more than a mile. They finally are able to corral the suspect down a dirt road where that car gets stuck in the mud. They're then able to pull the officer out, arresting those three suspects. Police say it's incredible. No one was hurt.
And in just that 1 in a million chance, it just happened that the officer's arm ended up trapped behind that suspect. Certainly it's every officer's nightmare. But in that moment, that officer had a lot of decisions to make very quickly to try and protect his life as well as the safety of others around.
And those three people inside the car are now in police custody. They're charged with aggravated assault, kidnapping, and obstruction of justice. All three were known gang members who were armed at the time of the incident, so really amazing that everyone is okay.
I was just going to say the exact same thing, Caitlin. Thank you. Quite a surprise this morning in Union County. Snow. Flurries earlier today. This is from 11Alive Community Storm Tracker Trish Peters. We also had some reports of flurries in Ellijay, Sky Valley, Blue Ridge, Canton, and Alpharetta. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is tracking whether or not we could see more flurries overnight.
Well, I think that we're going to see not really flurries, but we will see more cold air that's going to be moving in. We hit freezing here in Atlanta this morning, and we have a better chance in the morning of more areas hitting freezing. We've got a freeze warning in effect. Now, again, every time I want to explain here, even though you don't see these counties in northeast Georgia colored in, it's because they haven't started their frost and freeze warning program yet. They will still have temperatures at or below freezing in northeast Georgia in the morning. So everyone here in the viewing area needs to be prepared for those temperatures around freezing, even a little bit below. North Georgia, you may even be in the upper 20s. So take precautions for your pets. Make sure they are warm. And you know, we've got a lot of fresh buds and blooms out there. Cover those sensitive plants with some pine straw or mulch if you want to try to protect them yet again tonight. Right now, we are in the 40s. We never even made it to 50 degrees today. We topped off at 49. We're at 47 now. We do have more 50s on the south side, but look how it gets cold up to the north with those 30s already now in Blairsville and in Clayton. Stay with us. We're going to walk you through these temperatures hour by hour and let you know when we'll warm back up. We're also tracking not only rain, but the potential for storms to impact part of your weekend. We'll talk more about that, too.
Right now, a little girl in DeKalb County is recovering after she was struck by a stray bullet while sleeping in her own bed. DeKalb County police say the 10-year-old was shot in the leg around 9:30 last night in the Wind Forest Apartments. That's on Embarcadero Boulevard in Lithonia. Someone started firing several rounds at the apartment buildings. Some went through the little girl's window. Police say she was taken to the hospital. She is expected long-term to be okay. Police do not believe that she was targeted. They think somebody was just firing random shots at the building.
Oh, that's scary. New at 6. A search is underway for two burglars who boldly broke into a home in Gwinnett County right in the middle of the day. Police say at least one of the men was armed with a handgun. This is home security footage that got a pretty good image of their faces. They were ransacking the home on Candler Drive, and this happened February 27th. Police say the thieves made off with multiple gaming consoles, a personal safe, and a gun. Call Gwinnett County Police if you recognize the men captured in the surveillance video.
There is a bill getting new life at the Capitol. It's drawing criticism for giving too much information about Georgians to the federal government. The bill already has died twice, but it has miraculously come back to life again. 11Alive's Doug Richards has more on what it does.
If you want to charge money to cut or style hair in Georgia, you need a state license. To get a state license, you have to submit a fingerprint. There are countless jobs in Georgia requiring such licenses and requiring the fingerprint.
They want to collect and store the entire fingerprint.
Deborah Gonzalez is a state representative who objects to a bill that lets the state share the fingerprints of state license holders with the FBI.
A fingerprint image itself can be used to unlock certain things, like a phone.
And the data she fears could be hacked or subject law-abiding hairstylists to unwarranted criminal scrutiny.
To be able to sell insurance, you have to be fingerprinted.
The fingerprint bill was one of the most controversial of the Capitol's crossover day.
Shall this bill now pass?
The bill narrowly lost in the House, then was reconsidered.
Chair is going to call the bill back.
And then it died again. But the bill got new life this week when it was attached to another mostly unrelated bill.
You go to be a volunteer at a baseball field, you actually get fingerprinted.
Sponsored by Senator Renee Unterman. And you don't mind those fingerprints being stored kind of forever?
I have confidence in the GBI and the FBI that they will take good care of them. And the most important thing to me is protecting the public.
This measure having failed to receive.
And she says it doesn't matter that the bill died twice already. Dead bills still have value in Georgia's capital. Doug Richards, 11Alive News.
House Speaker Paul Ryan in Atlanta speaking out against the president's controversial tariff order, why he says it is simply the wrong move.